and I feel like that's going to cause a lot of the kind of, now this becomes a much more personal fight. This is not just CL anymore. It's a fight for CL. Look at this. Goddess, it's still going on about it.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get the bans out of the way. First one is going to be Glaz. No big surprise there. You normally see either Glaz or Blackbeard banned on this map due just to how heavily favored you can play on those B windows if you're playing the C office. Nomad coming out from Soniqs. That to me is a bit of a dangerous pick because that just allows VG to pretty much just jump out of windows and go for runouts any which way they please. The third operator that'll be banned is going to be Echo. So the fourth one, I think we might see a Maestro pick. And actually it's going to be Mira. So Maestro will have free reign this map.
That Mira, like I would say like all of these are pretty standard bans, and I'd definitely go with the Glaz one. But Mira, it's kind of an off ban here, I would say. Without a thermite ban, anyway. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think so. Mira out of the way. It's a bit easier to attack now, given that those one-way mirrors, you really don't know which side the defender's going to peek. It's a bit of a 50-50 chance when you go for a pre-fire. And we already see Drip on the dock, so I'm expecting at least 1 or 2 spawn peeks to come out here from both Drip and Hyena, given that they have the ACOGs. But Rexon, also known to be super aggressive inside of admin, he'll peek those windows leading over into the Riot barricade entrance. So if Soniqs are not aware of it, this could be really bad news for Soniqs.
So the thing that I'm mainly looking at here is not anything about strategy really, but we do see a dot. And for those of you who don't know, there's a bit of a meme going around that Vicious Gaming, previously known as the Green Team, has this whole thing about promoting people to dock. So it's now Yardi, now known as Strip, on the dock. Do you think he's going to stay on that dock the entire defense?
Depends. Whoever makes the nutty play normally gets promoted to dock. So yeah. Yardi already going for his traditional peak. If we can spectate Yardi. He'll be looking on over into the gas station, and I think that Ghost is going to be very aware of that. And Yardi not known to miss the shots. That would have been a very easy frag because Ghost sprinting on through. That's really rough for Yardi. Or Drip, I should say. My bad.
Yeah, Drip. Yeah. So previously known as Yardi, but now known as Drip. But we'll go through further into this. The round of one getting underway. There is a pulse on the board, and I think a lot of this is going to be won and lost around if Soniqs can eliminate this pulse early on. Because anytime there's a nitro below, it's going to be pretty dangerous. Rexon already going to find a very early gunfight. Looks like with Super down there in Visa, but he's going to retreat all the way back up the site. And Drip is actually going to use his dock. Now, also, I want to point out that actually dock has quite good utility usage at the moment, because of course, when you go down, you now get revived to 20 health, not to 50 health. So resets aren't really a thing anymore. So dock becomes a lot more important utility-wise.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I made a statement before this patch went live when I found out that the down but not out revive health was changing from 50 to 20. I said that we were going to be seeing a lot more dock play, and because of how the SMG11 was being played out, given with the recent buffs to mute, that he has now a ability to cancel Dokkaebi calls when you get into the range of a mute jammer. I was thinking that we would be seeing a lot more play coming out from both Mute and Doc, but seeing Vicious Gaming play, it's not surprising to me that Doc is being picked.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Doc is a great part of the site as well. Just having a cog to contest long angles, as well as the things we talk about already about his good utility usage, can move a bit in. But Soniqs have failed to get any kills on the board just yet. Might not be important for them because they do have a decent amount of map control, but Rexon playing a very dangerous game for the bottom spiral there. All 3 vintage medical pistols, stim shots will be used up there, as Neptunes will score the first kill of the round. There goes Bombs already going down. His dad, not too proud of him anymore. As the 5v4 situation developing. It's going to be 40 seconds left to go on the clock. Goddess has to make a play here and try to get to the site, but she's waiting on Capital Balls to go down. They will go down, but Drip will get a kill onto Goddess. That's Diffuser gone down. Hyena gets Ghost as well. And this is not looking good for Soniqs as all of a sudden Rexon takes down Super, and that's a 2v4 situation. Soniqs looking pretty bad here on the 1v1 fight. Avian does still have a decent amount of utility up, however, already. And Drip still holding the same angle. Should really get pre-fired out of this, and is going to try and contest the angles. Doodle takes down Neptunes, and Doodle with a double kill! Vicious Gaming take round number 1 mostly off of the back of Doodle right at the end there, but wow, what a great round from Vicious. Great gun skill coming out from them. And kind of poor utility usage, I would say, or maybe just poor intel work coming out from Soniqs.
Yeah, a really nice shot coming out there from Doodle. Actually, 2 very nice shots, getting the frag on the yellow stairs, as well as a really tight angle onto Avian on the rappel of those B windows. Like you mentioned, really poor utility usage. I'm not exactly too sure if Soniqs saw that there were holes on the right side of the connector, but Drip utilizing those peak holes, I think Goddess reacted just a little bit too late. Drip able to secure the frag onto Goddess. That was diffuser down, and that ultimately set the tone for how the round went through.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it as a big point because she was still rappelling in when she died, so I'm pretty sure the diffuser dropped down rather than get into the site, and that's kind of important about you're wasting time to recover the diffuser at that point. You've also already wasted your Capital smokes at that point as well. I don't know, there was good map control from Soniqs, and it just seems they were really unprepared for that take. Drip should not be allowed to get away with kills like that, and I think the big crux of the round, as you mentioned, is getting that kill into Goddess, and that was a pretty defeating moment for Soniqs, just because of how much utility they invested into that push.
Yeah, one thing I also want to mention, every member of Vicious Gaming on this team is super flexible in their operator pool. You can pretty much see anybody playing Smoke, anyone playing Maestro, Vigil, but right off the bat, Rexon's going to start things off very hot, taking down Neptunes. That's the soft breacher dead, and the sledge gone. Piano is going to be really tough to open up now with the sledge off the board.
That's an interesting pre-placed Nitro. Does that go down on the entrance into Antechamber? I think it does.
I think so too, but Avian being super cautious of a run out, knowing exactly how aggressive Vicious can be, getting really close to landing a shot onto bombs. Drip going for... Wow.
The pre-placed Nitro coming out from Drip. I'm pretty sure that's on the entrance into Antechamber from the lobby area, but wow, Super going down so early on. He's already a 3v5. It's looking very good for Vicious, but Ghost will strike back. He takes down bombs on the roam, and, you know, they're not even anywhere near the site right now. Soniqs are kind of falling apart right now.
Yeah, they look a little shaken up now. Rexon rotating into lobby. We'll go ahead and hide inside of the lobby closet. It's currently 4v3 with 1:40 left to play. Ghost rotating now into Piano, and Rexon sitting inside of the closet. Not wanting to give away his position just yet, but Ghost... we'll go ahead and start to rotate down the yellow stairs.
Yeah, I mean, they really need to try and get into the site and do some work here. But there is still plenty of work for them to do here. Of course, they still do have Capital Balls, but we still got Rexon on the roam. And Rexon on that Jaeger is pretty dangerous to deal with. It could be pretty devastating if they do indeed go for it. Now, Ghost is going to try and push down yellow, but they really need an entry pick here. I mean, there's still so much plant denial on the board. We still got smokes up. We still have Hyena up, and as I say, Goddess through the security wall. Ian's going to shut down Hyena with a great headshot and equalizes it into a 3v3. But don't forget, we still got Rexon. We still got a Roma present, and this is the big danger with Concho. Still having those Romas up on the board so late on is going to devastate you on those flanks. He's waiting very, very patiently. Comes through into Piano. Avian takes down Drip, and Rexon is in there. He gets the flank successfully. Ghost is going to go down. Now it's a 2v2. Doodle, however, is still on the site. Throws out more smokes. Goddess does get revived, but only to 20 HP. Remember, of course, as he does complete another thermite charge going down as the garage wall. Rexon's going to rotate down all the way through Spiral. Both attackers are now outside of garage, but 20 seconds left to go on the clock. This is not looking good for Soniqs to try and hold on. Vicious have all the control here. Now smokes are going to go down. Avian goes down with it. However, it's all down to Goddess, but Avian's Claymore is going to find Doodle before he can do anything. It's all down to Rexon. Rexon v Goddess to try and make something happen. Lauren moves up, but can't secure the kill. Rexon does take it down. Vicious Gaming take round number 2, and he's just practicing his CP. There's no toxicity here. It's about the cereal. I'm telling you, it's about the cereal.
It's about the cereal. Yeah, so a very nice round coming out there from Vicious. Really big impact down coming on Goddess outside of Garage. And although it was a really clutch Claymore coming out there from Avian, I think that rotation hole was a bit rough, and as Goddess couldn't find the vault prompts moving on through, allowed Rexon to swing on from inside of Cafeteria and secure the frag. And Rexon coming up really big after getting the frag off of Ghost upstairs in Piano.
Yeah, a huge frag indeed coming out from him, but round number 3 getting underway. Would you say that this is typically a defender-sided map?
I would say it's pretty balanced overall, but given how Vicious Gaming plays, I believe it's defender-sided no matter if they start on defense.
Right, yeah. I suppose it's also the fact that even if it's super defender-sided, right, you take all 6 rounds on defense, it's pretty hard to get all the 6 rounds on attack as well, right? It doesn't really quite work out like that. Like, when you swap sides, just because it's, you know, sided, you could say it does benefit you to start out on the stronger side, and I think Vicious Gaming are definitely feeling that right now. But if anything is attacker-sided, I would say it's the lobby defense.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Lobby is a bit difficult to defend no matter who you take. But if you, of course, I mean, with any side, if you practice it enough and are able to successfully execute where you position yourself, where you place your reinforcements, how you rotate, I think that pretty much any bomb site can go in the favor of defense. This game is all about information, and really the past 3-4 seasons have been a lot of information ops on defense, just because of how do I say this, how much of an impact Lion had on the game. Ghost getting the opening frag onto Doodle. That's the smoke dead upstairs, but Ghost sitting at 5 HP. His drip will be located inside a bathroom. If Ghost isn't careful, he could bite the dust very soon.
He definitely could, and Ghost is very, very low in HP. There's not really any benefit to resetting him right now, because there's not a lot of guns in the game that do less than 20 damage. In fact, I don't actually, without a suppressor, I don't think there are any guns. I think the Vector does 21 damage. So, yeah, I think that's the lowest damage gun in the game. So, yeah, there's not really much point in resetting Ghost here at this point, as he will start to move into the site. Drones will start to come ahead of him, and he'll try and see what he can do here. But just about halfway into the round now, Vicious have so much control, but they've lost their smoke.
That's true, but again, you know, Drip going for some shots onto Ghost, not able to find the one he desperately needs to. Drip and Rexon be playing upstairs, I think. Wow, very great timing coming out from Drip, as Avian's going to trade off Rexon. It's all up to Yardy to try to stay alive in the last minute upstairs, but with Avian on the rappel, I think he's getting a bit scared of a run out coming out from Piano.
Yeah, I mean, Avian still has full utility up, despite the Claymore being left alone. But it is a 4v3, so the advantage is with Soniqs here, and they have time to try and rotate around, and Avian has time to prep his smokes. Great angle by Hyena, though, at the moment, to try and hold this all down. Drone will start to come out ahead of him, but not be successful in finding its target or finding really any information. But they know Hyena's around this area. The prone peak will come out from Avian to smoke him off, and nades will start to come out as well. Drip just holds on as Goddess goes for the plant in kind of a default spot near to the reception desk, and Nitro comes out, but the drop comes down from Drip. He will go dropped himself as Avian picks him up, but Hyena does score back onto the planter of Goddess. Neptune takes down Hyena, and now it's all down to bombs to try and make his father proud and move through for a retake. It's going to be a 3v1, however, he can't find one. Benches is going to be secured from Super. Soniqs takes round number 3, and yeah, much better attack round from them coming out. What was the crux of that?
I think it really came down to the upstairs hold, taking down both Rexon and who was it? It was Doodle, yeah. So taking down both Rexon and Doodle, you had the smoke being played off the board because with the smoke upstairs, he's trying to prevent lobby plant from going down, but he can also drop the hatch and deny plants. And with Rexon being taken off the board, that's a huge frag potential just being eliminated. So Drip still playing upstairs, although he got the pick onto Ghost, really didn't do much for the rest of his team, given that Soniqs pretty much rotated around, tried to formulate a plant in lobby. Hyena not able to utilize his Evil Eyes. I think that's what determined the round. Okay, very good indeed. So round number 4 getting underway. We'll see exactly how that's all going to go down. Vicious Gaming going to go back to the upstairs defense, but no Doc coming out this time. What, is there a tactical decision here, or did they just decide that Drip isn't good enough? I think it's a tactical decision. They're trying to play for more information versus ACOG. Valkyrie's an absolutely dominant operator on this map. I would even consider this that consulate as Valkyrie's playground, given the amount of spots that she can place her shutterbugs, as Yardi is running the elite, or Drip is running the elite camo. Really, in all honesty, this is just a great map for Valkyrie to work her magic.
Yeah, I mean, there was these same kill holes that were made last time, so I definitely agree with you that I don't really think the dock really added too much other than Rexon getting kind of healed up on his early roam game. Maybe that, you say that adds in a little bit, but yeah, they're playing for information, but guys are actually going to move on to the Blackbeard rather than the Thermite, and a peek is going to come out. Bombs almost scores a kill into Ghost, but Ghost will win out the battle. That's already the pulse going down very, very early on. That is a great early kill.
That's really poor timing coming out from Bombs. I think he was trying to make a really big risk peeking Ghost. Given that Ghost has an ACOG and just the aim that he possesses, I really don't think Bombs should have taken that gunfight and just tried to play it a little bit more passive. Try to see if he can bait Ghost to coming in a little closer, given that Bombs has a hollow to work with. But ultimately, he ends up throwing his life away and puts VG at a disadvantage.
It definitely does benefit them. I mean, going forward, what are you looking at going into this round? I mean, there's a slight change up in the kind of lineups from both teams, but we haven't really seen that come to fruition just yet. Is the Blackbeard really adding that much in here?
Yeah, it's also a bit interesting to me that Goddess has chosen the MK17 over the SR25. Normally, whenever she ran Blackbeard back on Cloud 9, we would normally see her playing on the SR25, but already Rexon going for a very early peak, not able to connect anything with Super, as Super isn't able to connect anything back onto Rexon. We're coming up onto the final minute of the round, and not a whole lot of action besides Bombs getting fragged off inside a garage.
Yeah, no, there really isn't. Capital balls are going to start to come down, so there goes the execute from Soniqs, and this is exactly what happened the last time they attacked here, but it didn't go successfully because it'd be Avian who's planted the diffuser this time as Ghost picks up Drip. That's going to be the Valkyrie down, but the push comes through, and Hyena takes him down, instantly traded out. However, the diffuser will successfully be planted from Soniqs. Great adaptation coming up from them as Avian picks up a kill into Rexon, and now it's a 4v2, all down to Doodle and Hyena to recover the round. Doodle will take down Avian, but Hyena will be injured, it looks like, as he tries to sprint across to revive him. How does he get away with that? Oh no, there we go. Goddess will take down Hyena as he tends to get revived. And she has pretty much perfect control, but it's not going to be up to her. Super from the yellow stairs will take down Doodle successfully. And Soniqs take round number 4. Great adaptation coming out from them. Much, much better attack.
Yeah, great round from Soniqs. They're able to put a second round in a row on the board and tie up. Excuse me. with Vicious Gaming. Really just, I think that the big factor of that round was Bombs getting fracked off in the first 40 seconds downstairs in Garage. I really don't think that he should have taken that gunfight against Ghost.
I mean, you could agree with that. I agree with you. The fact that, like, having a pulse die that early is pretty bad. But, I mean, think about if he had gotten away with that, because he almost did. He got him down to 50 HP with the UMP from that range. That's pretty good. That's a lot of damage. So that could have actually gone very well for him. I think it's kind of just one of those things where it's like high risk, high reward, right? If you take the Zofia out that early, that means Claymore's gone there. That means you have free rotate out of the garage. That means that someone else has to come and then therefore trade you. You could probably waste a lot of time that way. And you still have the roam presence and the information from a pulse downstairs. So there's quite a lot of reward you get out of that just from over peaking. But yeah, you are right. He gets shut down in the end. In the end, it was a mistake to do that, and he will get punished for it. And I think a lot of the round tended to go that way, of a lot of over peaking from Vicious, and you really can't contest a Blackbeard on that window like that easily.
Yeah, especially given the positioning that Lauren, or that, excuse me, that Goddess knows exactly how to play that Blackbeard, just due from overall experience. It was just really unfortunate that Doodle really couldn't find anything going for him once the plant went down. And it really just came down to positioning coming out from Soniqs being on the rappel. Hyena not able to find anything else after fragging off Ghost on the yellow stairs, but the damage had already been done. Diffuser was planted, and it looked to go in the favor of Soniqs the moment it got done being planted.
Yeah, looking pretty good indeed for Sonic still, because they've not lost anyone. They have started to gain map control, and I mean, at this point in Control, you got to be thinking, okay, you have map control. Now we start to need to think about how we're pushing down to the site. I think the big bad thing about this map is that it's very roamer friendly, but not early roamers, late roam flanks. So you can go up loads of different flanks. There's 3 staircases. This is something that you've really got to be aware of if you're on Sonics. And last time, this really come down to that 1v1 situation where Goddess, unfortunately, didn't clutch it out. But this, statistically, actually, this is a site that tends to go into the favor of attackers, if you believe that.
It's about to get hot.
That's very true. This bomb site's a bit difficult to defend, especially against teams such as Sonics. They're super coordinated, super talented, and Ghost going ahead and using one of those impacts coming out from the lifeline with no really other... Okay, never mind. Nep's on the board, still has Sledge, so I was about to say there's no other soft feature besides Super and Ghost. In my personal opinion, I don't see the benefit of running both an Ashe and a Zofia. And right as I say that, Rexon's going to take down Super.
Yeah, he is going to be able to do so successfully. But that's an Ashe off the board. It's not a huge amount of utility usage because you've still got the Zofia to deal with the Maestro Cams. You still have nades up on the upper table, but Ghost is able to trade it out. Drip does go down, and now it's a 4v4. Still getting that garage wall open, but it's the last 50 seconds to go on the clock. You've really got to start moving if you're on Sonic Sim. You do have hatch control. We do have a lot of stuff going on there, but oh, there is actually a flank coming through from Rexon shortly. Avian attempted to find a kill, but it's going to be Rexon just go down on the flank. So no flank coming through from Rexon this time. This is looking much better from Sonics to try and secure the round. They could go for a flank from Spiral, but don't forget that security room door, the kind of security hole, was actually barricaded. So that may slow down the progress here just a little bit, but it does allow a bit of cover, but it's going to be bombs who shoots him down through the barricade. Smokes do come from Avi, but the default cam is still up and available. Neptune's with a beautiful nade onto Doodle is going to take him out. The fuser's going to go down from Goddess, but does get denied from bombs. He just white-pieced it out from pipes. He gets shut down immediately. Avian has to recover this diffuser and puts it down right now. He gets it. Oh my god, that was so close to the wipe, but the Maestro Cam's still there. It will be able to deny the pipe, but he gets off of it. He goes down. Oh no.
Wow, a very clutch Maestro Cam coming out there. Really unfortunate that no one on Sonics was able to take it out. I'm pretty sure that Sonics had that information, but unfortunately, due to time and Ghost's positioning, he wasn't able to utilize the last impact coming out from his lifeline onto the Evil Eye. He instead used it on the barbed wire. So if Goddess were to have the diffuser, she would have been able to rush through on the other side of White Van and get the diffuser planted. But ultimately, Bombs is the savior for VG on that round, and VG finally taking back the lead, 3-2.
Looking much better for VG. But, I mean, a 3-3 scoreline is kind of what you would expect going into the second half of Consulate, but at this point, Sonic should be very aware of how the defense is set up from VG, and I kind of get the feeling there isn't really that much adaptation coming out from them. There's a bandit this time, however, bombs rather than a pulse.
Yeah, Bombs on the pulse is pretty good for information gathering. He plays a pretty decent pulse actually when he's not getting backed off by Ghost in the early parts of the round. But this time we'll have Bombs on Bandit playing inside a lobby, and no really overall spawn peaks coming out from VG. I think that that Sonics is really aware of it, so VG doesn't want to try to waste a potential life, and they'll try to play things a bit more passive.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. Maybe Vicious kind of playing a little bit more of intel here. We have got Rexon and Bombs, I believe, both roaming downstairs. And of course, I'm pretty sure that Bombs does have an outro that would fit his name, of course. There has been an admin take this time from Sonics, rather than the opposite side take, which is normally coming through from console, because it's trying to hold it down where it comes through. This is kind of so the old take from Elephant Gang back in the old CL is that Neptune's be playing Buck, and they would open up the wall in Projector, and they would just push through that way, kind of where Doodle's sitting right now. I'm kind of wondering if they're going to try and do something similar here, because that's why Goddess has moved through on Susquehanna this time, of course.
Yeah, Common Valkyrie Cam is going to be taken out by Ghost sitting on top of Vending Machine. Moving on into the final minute 45. Yeah, Neptune's is being able to block out Goddess, but First frag is going to be Rexen onto Ghost, and that's a very huge impact frag as well. As God is taking a lot of damage sitting inside a copy room, so this is looking very fruitful right now for VG.
Yeah, so what they used to do is Neptunes would open up the very, very top here of the projector, and they'd throw nades through. And it looks like they're going to be doing the exact same thing here, just in a very slightly different way. Oh no, the drone comes out as Rexen. He just pushes all the way up. Goddess will trade him out instantly, however. What a great push from Rexen on the timing as well, though. That's going to be very disappointing. Havan Charge will go down to the projector wall. There's not a huge amount that Smoke can do about that, however. He will try and have to rotate out. 1 minute left to go on the clock. Still a Nitro up, of course, from Drip. I'm going to assume that Bombs also has a Nitro up as well. Super will try and rotate through onto the yellow stairs and get a little bit of control on the crosses coming out here. Doesn't look like anyone's playing on the yellow stairs just yet, but Hyena still playing in the bathroom. Bathroom wall is reinforced, however, so he doesn't have too much control. But it's going to be Doodle, who peeks out from console and takes out Super. That's unfortunate, but smokes are going to come down. There's still a lot of plant down out on the board. Both of it will miss Goddess. She just sprints through the site and tries to get the diffuser down effectively. Doodle pushes all the way up, but Avian will almost find him with a shotgun. Oh no, Doodle! He takes out Goddess. I know it's all down to Avian in a 1v3 clutch situation. He still has a lot of utility on the board and hasn't used a huge amount of it. Let's see if he can try and clutch it out. 15 seconds left to go on the clock. He's really got to make a move here. Smokes will go down onto the Kennedy and hop into the site. But Bombs from below, saving that Nitro for the very last second, will take out Avian. And Vicious Gaming will take round number 6 and extend their lead to a 4-2 scoreline.
A very well pre-placed bomb coming out from Bombs. No pun intended, but you know, Vicious able to capitalize on the poor positioning coming out from Soniqs and just a bit of unpredictability really coming out from both Rexen and Doodle. You had Doodle frag Super inside a bathroom by standing on top of the console off his desk, and then Rexen just pretty much utilizing sound, I'm assuming, to pretty much just swing on through inside of long desk, peek copy room, and take down Neptunes. Really unfortunate timing coming out there for Soniqs, and a really great advantage for Vicious Gaming to take care to capitalize on those mistakes.
Very well done by them indeed. So moving through to round number 7, we're going to see things switch up a bit as we see Vicious Gaming start on the attack. 4-2 scoreline. This is kind of expected, but you see what's not expected. They're taking a split site.
Yeah, a lot of people would say that playing Teller's Archives is a throw, but when it really comes down to it, it's not that easy of a bomb site to play because, interestingly enough, we're not seeing a pulse coming out from Soniqs. Instead of Vigil will be played out on Super, so this will be quite interesting to see. But normally whenever you see teams attack this bomb site, they'll normally go in through the garage, try to clear out as quick as they can, moving on in through the cafeteria into the hallway, and try to take care of the blue hallway and into archives. So pretty much planting inside of Tellers is a bad choice. Yeah,
and I agree with that. And I think that's why Ghost is just opening up so many holes here to try and keep vertical control. But one thing I want to point out is that during the last CL calls, when Super and his team came through them, he played a lot of Vigil and Ying, and he's a very, very, very good Vigil. So good, in fact, that teams would often ban Vigil against them so that they didn't have to go against Super and Vigil. So, I mean, also, you know, EG have played Vigil on this map before as well instead of Pulse. It can work out quite well for you, and, you know, if you have the fragility like Canadian does, then you can pull off. I'm not comparing Super to Canadian, just saying it's a similar role to play.
Yeah, so first minute's off the board, and Vicious just trying to establish control, moving on in. They've already taken care of Garage. I'm not exactly too sure if they've taken control of Cafeteria, but if so, within the first minute 40, this is going to be really dangerous considering that you have Neptunes playing above an admin, looking down through a hole at the Visa stairs. So should anyone from Vicious Gaming move up on those stairs, they'll be met with a very nasty surprise coming out from that Maestro.
Very nasty indeed. This is looking like slow and steady progress, though, coming out from Vicious Gaming. There we go! Drip is actually into the site! Ghost will go down! And the Blackbeard is threatening everything. You hold precious. Goddess will go down as he tries to peek out. And the diffuser will start to go down from Doodle. The drop will come down from Neptune's instantly shut down by Doodle. And he'll try to continue to plant. Super, the last one remaining in a 1v4 to try and clutch it out. He'll peek around. He'll get 1 kill. He'll pick up 2. Hyena's out of it. but the diffuser will go down. He's also still got to deal with the Black Pit. He's still got one more shield remaining. He'll go for the pre-fire. He could pull off something pretty hazy here as he white peeks out, but no. Drip will secure the kill, and Vicious Gaming will take round number 7.
A very great round coming out there from Vicious. Pretty much just all on Drip, securing the 2 opening frags onto Ghost, and I think it was Avian as well, if I'm not mistaken. Unless it was yeah, it was Ghost and Avian, because Neptunes was above playing it as the Maestro. And pretty much just one by one, everybody from Soniqs just falling into the trap coming out from Vicious, and they were able to secure the plant, and already they're up 3 rounds in a 5-2 split against Soniqs.
I mean, it's good. I mean, I think most people would say the game's almost over at this point, right? Because you're 1 round away from bringing this. I mean, you're probably going to get 1 round on the board, unless Soniqs pull out something absolutely insane now and completely turn around their mentality. I don't see this. It should at least be a draw, right, at the very minimum at this point. 1 more round to be bringing an attack. You're bringing the Blackbeard here as well, or the basement attack that tends to go into the favor of attackers, but I mean, even with a mirror ban as well, with a mirror ban, this definitely puts it into the favor of attackers.
I would agree with you. And, you know, the way Vicious has been playing, like I mentioned before, this is Vicious's map. You should never take Vicious to consulate ever unless you're going to fight their aggression with your aggression. And not only are Vicious known for being an absolutely up-in-your-face team, they have the accuracy to back it up. So the moment you're getting peeked on, or even if you peek them, if you're not shooting if you're not starting to shoot, the moment you see a shoulder, you're absolutely just going to bite the dust and fall victim to somebody on Vicious Gaming.
I would agree with that almost completely. So moving into round number 8, Hyena will go for an admin take, and we'll just hop in here. I feel like there's a lot of wasted time from doing upstairs clear, because if you have, you know, drones up here, you should know that it's clear. But Neptunes is going to be the one who scores the first kill of the round by going for a run out on yellow. That's already the Black bit off the board. That is a big, big, big kill. There's a lot of inefficient droning coming out from Vicious right now.
Very true. So Blackbeard being off the board, Drip being off the board as well. A lot of fragging power, but again, you know, you still have Rexon, you still have Hyena, you still have Bombs and Doodle. All 5 of these members, or all 4 of these members per se, have the ability to frag out no matter what operator they're playing. And Doodle can absolutely probably just waltz into sight and frag like out of his mind. So although Drip is off the board, I'm not too worried for Vicious Gaming coming into the last half of the round.
Yeah, I'm not too worried either at all. As we go, thermite charges should start to go down onto the garage wall, and there's still lots of map control right now, but Piano still under the control of Soniqs, it would seem. As there we go, Neptunes is going to get very, very lit up as he tries to maintain that very same control by playing to the top of yellow. I'll be amazed if a nade doesn't come through here right now. Rexon does have, I think he's entered into console, I want to say, from how it sounds, as Neptunes is trying to push all the way up.
Yeah.
He is in console. So, I mean, there's quite an aggressive position to play here right now. And drones are going to come out, but that Vigil ERC7 is going to be able to cloak him out of that. 50 seconds left to go. Another panel will get opened up by Doodle and the Thermite. And 45 seconds left to go on the clock overall. It's honestly isn't looking too good for Vicious, because their timing signs out against them. They don't have any smokes or anything like that. Neptunes will find one, but instantly traded back on Hyena, and Super will drop down to the site. Now a 3v4 and there's so much control, but Bombs will start to eliminate it. Super goes down with a headshot, and now it's a 3v3. So smoke grenades will start to come out to try and deny the flight coming down, but it's just 20 seconds left to go on the clock, and you are running out of time. You're running out of options, and you need to start pushing right now, or it's going to go very, very badly. All the smokes will start to go out. Doodle moves all the way up very aggressively from Doodle, as he does take down one. Bomb takes down another. It's all down to Ghost on the smoke. The plan will start to go down. He has no gas grenades. He's going to have to try and frag out. He runs all the way through. He can't deny the plan, but there we go. He does it right in the last second. His teammate was not paying attention to what was going on, and there was no information coming out from Soniqs right there. That was, sorry, no information coming out from really either side there, I want to say, because I don't think Ghost knew where the other operator was, and he just kind of has to go for it at that point. But he did go for it, and he did get it. So really good job from Ghost there to clutch that out, but that was really poor from Vicious right at the end there.
Yeah, brilliant rotation coming out from Ghost as he makes a move from the side of the white van, pushing on up in the front of the garage. Is able to spot out the planter and was very fortunate that I think it was Bombs on IQ, right? Yeah, Bombs on IQ not looking at the direction of the black car. I think just the sound coming out from the diffuser getting planted and the noise that happens in the final 15 seconds just got into his head. Maybe comms are also being a big factor into it, and he wasn't really able to hear Ghost. And very big heads up play coming out from Ghost, waiting until the final moment to utilize that 590 and just lay Doodle to rest.
Exactly. There you go. Exactly. But moving through to round number 9 now, and we're going to see pretty similar lineup to what we saw previously from Vicious. It seems to be kind of one of those teams that just kind of take the same lineup and it just works, so they just make it work, right? It's not necessarily a bad thing to do on this map, because I feel like you don't really need a hard breacher always, right? Like, we saw a lot of takes coming out from Soniqs during their attacks of this very site, and they didn't bring a hard breacher.
Very true. I mean, again, you don't, as an attacker, when you're playing, you don't know exactly which side the defense is going to, obviously. But in my mind, I don't think it's that bad to bring at least one hard breacher every round. For this bomb site, you don't necessarily need one, I guess. I mean, the only reason I could see the thermite being used for is just opening up the bathroom panels and pressuring inside a site. But that's even if they're able to make their way into benches and secure the spiral stairs control.
Yeah, definitely. So, it's going to be the first kill of the round. Is Neptunes again with a run out. This guy's crazy. This guy's using Vicious Gaming's tactics against him by just running out of everything. But there we go. He's going to pick up a free kill again. The Blackbeard off the board so early on to a run out. That is very devastating. You cannot let that happen. Especially with a very piano run out as well.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I think Jerk was expecting, wow, Ghost and Goddess are going to pick up frags of their own, and Ghost goes big with 2 onto Rexon, 4v1, all up to Hyena outside. Diffuser not in his hands. And Hyena will find one onto Goddess, moving on in through connector, seeing if he can find Ghost playing on the corner, hugging with the shotgun, moving on out. Poor timing to bring out that lifeline. Moving on through, Ghost is going to find that frag with the SMG-11, and that'll be another round in favor of Soniqs.
Oh my god, the absolute timing on that one, that was devastating. You've got to be very upset about that. But it seems Soniqs are getting a lot more confident with these gunplays, and I think they've kind of realized at this point that just because it's Vicious Gaming doesn't mean you can't just peek them. Just peek them, just run out, get aggressive, and they've won so many of these individual gunfights. It's absolutely destroyed them completely. I mean, you see it. Goddess peeking out where she did and getting that kill. I mean, you see Neptune's running out. We see pretty much everyone just peeking out of their minds all over the place. Not ideal for Vicious right now. They seem to not be able to... I mean, they produce aggression of their own. Doesn't look like they're being able to curb aggression. Soniqs are on the uptake.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, Vicious is a super aggressive, super in-your-face team. And the only decent way to fight that is to fight it with your own kind of aggression. Aggression against this kind of team works if you're able to be accurate, and so far Neptunes has proven to be very fruitful with that. Ghost, you know, with 11 frags to his name, I'm not exactly too sure how much Neptunes has, but so far, you know, Soniqs have adapted their strategy, they've adapted their playstyle to try to fight Vicious's fire with their own fire. And they're on the rise to come back and tie things up at a 5-5 split.
Yeah, definitely. But we are going back to the split site. There's still no pulse from the defense. There is a castle, however, and it seems like there's also no Legion. Sorry, there is a Legion. There's no Vigil from Super Descent. They swapped that out. So kind of a little bit of a change up in strategy coming out here. As, I mean, I think about Neptunes as a player. I really don't think of him as someone who's that aggressive. So, kind of a weird playstyle for him. But, I mean, Soniqs are a very flexible team. And we also talked about the same for Vicious as well. But we are seeing a lot more flexibility coming out from Soniqs right now. Considering we've seen pretty much the exact same lineup and the exact same people coming out from Vicious right now.
Yeah, Vicious have started off very well. But, you know, right now they've lost, I think, what? 2 rounds in a row, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But the last time they attacked this bomb site, pretty much just Drip and Doodle made their way on into the archives, pushing in through the hallway, fragging off Yardy, utilizing that Blackbeard face shield very well. And it proved to be a very great round coming out from Vicious. They managed to bring it down to a 4v1, 5v1, sorry. Super just getting 2 frags for himself, but wasn't able to secure the frag onto Drip. And this Avian popping off already, getting the first frag onto Duel. Thermite dead, and this is looking pretty bad right now for Vicious Gaming.
Yeah, a Thermite going down that early. 2 great sprays coming out from Ghost across the board. That is very bad. But Avian with a rotate as well onto the Spiral. And again, the Blackbeard dying so early on. This is really going badly because the Blackbeard's been so important to gunfighting for Vicious. They're losing the very important operator very early on. But Super will go down in return, and now it's a 3v3. So there's still plenty of utility on the board here for the attackers to try and do something. And they've still got Rexon as well. So, like, having Rexon on the book here, you can go above, and a lot of his floor is destructible. What are you doing? Hyena just runs into the site, and Neptunes will just not let him have anything. What? Neptunes gets another kill! What is happening right now? There's no trading coming out from Vicious Gaming, and it's all down to Bombs to try and clutch it out. He gets 1, but now it's a 2v1. He'll hop into the site, he does have control, he does have Diffuser, and he'll try and hop up onto the table to plant. It looks like he tried to do so successfully. There's no Nitro coming out just yet. There is a Valkyrie cam, however, and there's very, very, very concerned about trying to plant on this with the possibility of a Nitro coming out. It does come out, and it does miss, but he just opened up a potential route for another Nitro to come through. He's not going to score its hit, however. He's going to go back on the table to try and plant yet again, and Ghost is trying to rotate all the way up. Castle Barricade is still going to be there to block his sight line into the site. But the Shotgun is going to open it up as the Diffuser does go down successfully. Ghost, unable to really act on that intel, is now going to work for a retake. But Bombs in a 2v1 situation. You'll wait for the other players to try and move up and support him. And Bombs can't get a single kill there. Ghost takes him down. The Diffuser is found. And they'll take it down just as easy as that. And there you go. As you predicted, Soniqs will actually bring it into a 5-5.
I'm a bit curious as to why Bombs went to plant inside of Teller's, or inside of the Teller's office instead of Visa. Just that position, just so many angles to get pinched out from.
Visa with that site.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Bomb said is Teller's archives, not Visa archives. I was in my head. I'm just thinking that he could plant at the Visa window where the barbed wire is at, but that bomb site is just really tough to win gunfights, especially with Ghost playing the mute, having that shotgun in hand, creating lines of sight, and Goddess rotating up the Visa stairs. It was really a tough situation for Bombs to even try and attempt to win that out. I think what it looked like, it almost landed a headshot onto Ghost, but because of how the hitboxes work, his crosshair placement was just a tad bit too high, and Ghost was able to secure the frag and ultimately be the hero for Soniqs.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. And, just also things like Avian playing top of Spiral somehow gets there in the first place, right? That's the big moment. Like, he managed to get there. Then he actually kills the Blackbeard. And I told you that Avian's the best UMP player in the world. No one believed me, and he just won a gunfight against the Blackbeard. So, I think it's kind of point proven in that particular situation. Moving forward, however, this is round number 11 getting underway. This is now looking much, much better for Soniqs to try and bring this into 7-5. We have now gone the full distance. This is the first game of today, I think, that's actually going to be going the full distance. I don't know the results of the other stream just yet, though. But I think this is actually the first game that's going to go to the 12th round.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, again, it's a defender-sided meta. Pretty much just have to win your ones, be aggressive against Vicious Gaming, and so far Soniqs have been doing exactly just that. And really, despite the deficit that came with Soniqs, they've been able to fight their way through and secure a tie at the very least and at the very moment.
Yeah, and so I just checked the results as well. So this is the first game to go the full distance in Challenger League, and what a game to go the full distance indeed. But now we have that even scoreboard. Things are looking much, much better for Soniqs to bring this through, and I think that Soniqs are a much more adaptable team. But as I'm giving them so much praise, Drip gets the first kill of the round as he changed around to the Dokkaebi rather than the Blackbeard this time. I think that's a better pick for him.
I think so too, and he's pretty much whatever we've seen so far. Whoever secures the first frag ultimately wins the round, and I think that can speak volumes for how the entire match has been played out. Drip utilizing the MK14 against Neptunes finds a frag, and that puts Vicious Gaming in a very good spot now with half the round left to play.
Yeah, it definitely does. So Super is going to rotate all the way through onto the locker hallway and gets a lot of control. But the Dokkaebi might not be too powerful here because she had a slight nerf. The phone goes off, I believe, for 14 seconds before it's put down automatically. And if you run into a regemmer, it gets cut away. So slight nerf to Dokkaebi, but she does still bring smokes to the table, which could be important. But Ghost is going to pick up the first kill for Soniqs as bounces go down. But still a buck, he's still a buff, he's still doing work in piano. He's going to see what he can do there. Avian still has a Nitro available, and Maestro Cam is still up, available in the locker hallway to try and cut off any information from any drones, as well as get information of its own. More Nitros are going to come out. A great flashbang comes out there, but it doesn't quite find its mark, and Doodle is going to attempt to try and plant the diffuser. Most smokes are going to be coming down, but Doodle not quite getting away with it just yet. He's going to take a little bit of damage, but not going to quite be able to plant the diffuser just yet. Got us playing around near to pipes, as Doodle's going to attempt to plant the diffuser. No plant now coming through just yet. Looks like he should be able to get away with this. The Ghost Smoke is actually going to miss its mark, and he does get down the diffuser. No, he doesn't. Oh, no. He gets denied by Avian and Super, who pick up kills of their own. Trades do come through, but Drip has no idea what Goddess is. She strikes away from the pipes, and she picks up a double kill to put Soniqs on a confirmed draw at least, but it is match point. Just one round away from Soniqs to bring in the match.
I absolutely am mind blown at how well Soniqs have adapted their game plan, and just amazed at absolutely how Vicious Gaming have just allowed these mistakes to happen. Soniqs are finding those weaknesses and capitalizing on them very, very quickly. A very great round coming out there from Soniqs, especially from Goddess on the Maestro, swinging around the yellow stairs to find the last two frags over by pipes. And my prediction just went sky high and blew up all over the place. So although this map was really in favor of Vicious, Soniqs have been absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, no, it has been. It's been a really impressive start for Vicious, but now things have calmed down, and as you said, Soniqs have definitely been the better team to adapt here. They've shown themselves to be much more flexible. There's been the same things every single time for Vicious. However, now look at the lineup. It's completely different to what we've seen before. Now see a Blackbeard on Doodle instead, and we see Drip moving on to the Jackal. I'm gonna guess, like, Jackal at the moment is kind of like an improved Dokkaebi, if you will give me a moment here to kind of explain that. So she's got smokes, and I think most people will bring Dokkaebi mostly for the smokes. The Logic Bomb's kind of been nerfed at the moment, so the Inox kind of gives you more information because you can't really counter the Jackal unless you bring in a Cav, and no one really brings a Cav on this map, so...
Yeah, although Drip was able to find the first frag onto Neptunes, that really didn't set the rest of the tone for the round in the favor of Vicious's way. Soniqs were able to pretty much just relocate, adapt, improvise their surroundings, try to not peek into the holes that Rexon was making above in the piano. And now they're in a position where they finally secured at least the tie for the time being. They win this round, they'll move on with another W in their pocket and 6 rounds to end the night, and 6 points to end the night.
So, moving further through, lots of drones coming out from Vicious. As again, I still feel it's kind of be really inefficient droning coming out from Vicious, and something they could probably work on with like pre-placed drones and moving quickly off of it, because you're a minute into the round and you're only just getting control of admin. It's not exactly bad time, but it could be better. You know, impacts are going to make their way through, and we'll see exactly how that's going to start to work out.
Minute
what
45.
Do you think about the progress so far?
About the what?
The progress so far.
The progress? It's looking a bit slow right now for VG. They've really stalled out their attacks. Bomb's getting the opening frag onto Ghost. That's a really huge pick. The mute dead. Ghost off the board is really huge. That's a lot of fragging power. Super waste of a C4. Not able to find his mark onto anyone. Bomb's going to be taken down by Avian though. 4v4, minute 20 left to play. Avian on about 30 HP, and Goddess on the dock is going to be able to at least provide some kind of health, but Neptunes on the Jaeger will be able to take down Hyena. That's the Ashe and the Zophiagon, so it's all up to Doodle, Drip, and Rexon to take down the rest of Soniqs and try to salvage at least a tie and give themselves a point to move on into this next match, into their next matchup.
1 minute left to go on the clock, and it is going to be a 4v3 situation. This is looking very, very good for Soniqs moving forward. But there is still Doodle on the Blackbeard on the board. He still has vertical control, and it looks like everyone's getting ready to go for the plant. We still got Maestro Cams up, however, and it looks like nades are going to come out to kind of alleviate that issue right now, as a nade will come through. I think it did successfully find that Maestro Cam, as they're going to try and plant the diffuser. Should be some plant now coming out sooner rather than later. The push just come through from Goddess, but she gets shut down. The plant goes down successfully, but Super will find the kill onto Doodle vertically. Now it's going to be a retake. Now it's a 3v1 as Neptune does take out Rexon. It's all down to Drip. He does find one onto Avian. He's got to find 2 more or just protect this diffuser as long as he can. That has to be a retake. Avian and Super, the dream team. Sorry, Neptune's and Super, definitely still the dream team as they decide to come through. Neptune goes for the white peak. Super goes for the diffuse. They take him down, and there we go. Soniqs do take their second match of the night. 7-5, a very, very close and pretty poor start from them, but they brought it back in the end. Great adaptation, great stuff from them. Absolutely amazing game.
Wow, I cannot. My mind is absolutely blown. How does Neptunes manage to win that gunfight? He's peeking head level first, or crouch level first off. Drip is prone on the, what's it called, the ledge there? Yeah, so he's prone on the ledge. How does Drip not secure that frag? Neptune with absolutely insane reactions. Savior coming out after a really aggressive run out. Drip not able to secure the frag, and VG move on with 4 points in their pocket, while Soniqs end the night with 6.
Definitely very